Is it feeding off of another bat?
This is a long sequence that I cut down to 3 minutes. These bats were probably outside for 15 minutes in total. Here we have a great story arc and a surprising end, and I'll even sprinkle in some factual information about bats. This all started the night of March 26th, 2018. I went to the Fillmore, which you might call an upscale outhouse. Such activity at night was rare for me at the time, and it was a quiet night. I was fairly attuned to the sounds of my environment, and so when I heard a faint, intermittent crying of some kind, I knew something novel was about, and so I grabbed my headlamp to investigate, and then grabbed my camera and the attention of an ever-increasing number of bystanders. This is the raw footage from that perilous night.
It's a bat eating at a bat.
It's like eating.
I don't want it to
touch it. I'm gonna.
Oh my god. Look at it, it's eating it.
Whoa, what the fuck?
After much research of the 15 species of bat you'll likely encounter in Missouri, I believe these are eastern red bats. At first I thought tricolored bats, but the white patches on the shoulders and wrists are characteristic of the species.
Oh my
They're
god.
fucking. Oh, they might be.
A common bat, it is the only strongly sexually dimorphic species in Missouri. I believe these are both females. The males are supposed to be a richer, rustier red. You will commonly see bats flying above the electric lines over the main path, typically farther north. Eastern red bats are known to use leaf litter on the ground to insulate themselves from the cold and will even hibernate under leaf litter. When roosting in the trees, they look like dead leaves. Red bats have fully furred tail membranes. When roosting, they wrap up in the membrane like a blanket.
One is just killing the other.
It might be a fight, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it seems
It's
like.
probably sex.
Lasiurus borealis, their Latin species name, means hairy tail. Hawks and owls will hunt eastern red bats. Blue jays and crows will also forage amongst leaf litter to find these creatures for a meal.
Amplexus. Once they're inserted,
Oh, they can't.
they can't separate.
Yeah. I think dogs are like that.
Yeah, I've heard of dogs getting stuck,
Yeah.
and like duck sex is really awful.
It's like a corkscrew sort of
Yeah,
situation.
but the female duck is amazing.
Don't touch them.
There's a cavernous vagina that she can choose where the sperm goes.
Just like my amateur wildlife friends, I am not sure what these bats are doing, but if they are of the same sex, then they must be having some sort of dispute. I do know that bats tend to mate while in the air, so my bet is on this not being intercourse, some sort of weird wrestling match. If you have a theory, please let it be known.
Don't touch it. Don't let dogs touch it.
More frog.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Here.
And here we have a spring peeper.
You yellow buster. What's she doing?
Nice.
Happy spring.
This is what happens at night.
You're lucky those bats are busy. They might eat your ass.
What happens if a frog jumps on the bats?
You want
The
to move
breathing.
the leaves so I can see his face.
No, none of that. No, don't do that.
What did you
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Get that
no.
camera going.
Oh,
Come here now.
that was fucked up, dude.
Dude, I didn't even get close to
And that was that. I hope you enjoyed the observations and theories presented in this video. I know some of you might be thinking, that's kind of fucked up to shine a light on this clearly private matter. And yeah, it's, the nature of being the observer. Possibly save them from being eaten alive by one of the dogs around. But if they had been eaten alive, maybe that would have opened up space for the clearly overpopulated eastern red bats. Perhaps there was a much more deserving family that needed that extra territory. We will never know. Bow bow, doo 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 doo.